Greetings, it is I, the Dalek Emperor. Welcome to another Dalekcast. Our first question, apparently, comes from, Dalek Hybrid, apparently. It reads, well, it's not really a question, it's a statement. I have not betrayed you yet, Emperor. That is still in the future. The idea of betraying you is not even in my head yet. Okay. Well, that may be canon in your timeline, but not canon in mine. Master Chief versus Doomslayer, hey? Well, I just couldn't resist it. Yes. That sounds like a good idea. Okay. So we have some videos from Orbiting. Oh, we also have some from Dalekcast. Yeah, Dalekcast. What your favorite Dalek says about you, the remake. And react to President's rank Godzilla designs from 1954. That might be a bit too long, that one. Might react to that separately, but I'll react to the what your favorite Dalek says about you video. Okay. That's alright. I don't know how long is the how long's the Doom one? Was it Master Chief versus Doom? Yeah, that's about holy shit, 23 minutes long. I have to save that for another time. Might react to that after that, or then after this Dalekcast. Then what your favorite Dalek says about you? Wait. I thought I already reacted to that one, did I not? Okay, so this one's made by Giratino again. So I'll definitely react to that one. Okay. Just trying to figure it out. So the videos for this week are specifically Giratina. Giratina's what your favorite Dalek says about you. I'll save the long ones, like the President one and the Master Chief and that for the next one. Oh, and also, okay, so we have Wayfleet, maybe so. Yeah, anyway, so we have the Giratina one, we have Rebel Hunt, we have, we have the Rebel Hunt made by Maladaptive Productions. We have Battlestar Galactica, made by Epic Cyclone Viper Dogfight Battlestar Flovia. Okay. The Expanse MCRN. Okay, so that was made by Venture Pictures. Expanse MCRN. Donager. Tachi Saturn Unreal Engine 5. Again, made by Venture Pictures. And Gunner Fought Through Hell to Save a Friend, Yarn Hub. Okay, seems like a interesting idea. So, the wave gun fleet one, that is in the questions one, saying, if you have the time, please react to this video that I sent you. It's about 10 minutes long. It's called Wave Gun Fleet Minecraft animation made by BeckMCTH. Very well, yeah. I'm just trying to fit it all in. It's just a bit difficult currently. Anyway, let's observe them all now. Okay. Oh, yep. Okay. Here is the video itself. This is the Dalek Giratina. What your favorite Dalek says about you. The remake, apparently. I don't think I've seen the remake. I've seen the OG one, but I think this one was made about 7 months ago. The other one was made a little bit beforehand, so I don't know what to expect from this. I presume it's the same as last time. All credit will go to Dalek Giratina. Let's observe it. Dalek Giratina!
This is a remake of a previous video, but better. Let's not waste any time and get started. What your favorite Daleks say about you?
The remake.
Dalek Emperor. You claim you are the god of all Daleks, but you get destroyed by a bad wolf in the end.
Fair.
Dalek Time Strategist. You think you and your friends would be better off if your parents didn't refrain you from doing what you want.
Good point, I guess. But I disagree.
Dalek Secretary. You eat people and watch for videos.
Oh damn.
You're either disgusting or a freak.
Oh damn. Probably
Dalek
both.
Thay. You often get your rear end burned by others. In other words, you're a pervert.
Oh damn.
Dalek Jast. You're 7 years old, and you get boners over strong independent girls.
Good lord.
You daydreamed about becoming a superhero at least once in your life. Dalek Ironside.
You know, really, I really have to, question the logic of Thay and Jast there. Why would they be into that kind of freaky diddy shit? Good lord.
You like to kiss the floor, but not in a literal
Oh
sense.
damn.
Original Dalek Supreme. You like to fight with words and science.
Yes.
Violence. Chase Supreme. You grief your friends on purpose, and one of them ends up in the hospital.
Oh boy.
Dalek's Egg. You're jealous and power hungry.
True.
Dalek Warlord. You're the annoying sidekick who nobody else finds useful.
Good point.
The Dalek Paradox.
Yes, indeed.
The lack of times your friends acknowledge you is the least of your problems. The other Dalek Secretary. Even though you and this random Dalek aren't related, you still like to dress up in his clothes
Yes.
anyway. Special weapons.
He's a fairy.
Dalek.
No, not fairy. What's the word? Cosplayer.
You're that one rich kid that has their parents buy everything for them, and you're pretty stingy on how your friends
damn.
can use them. The original Emperor Dalek. You're 26, but you still have the mentality of a toddler. Dalek Prime Strategist.
I think you'll find I'm 2025, thank you.
You're cool but you sound familiar. Dalek Time Controller. The Daleks bagged you from their timeline, even though you didn't mean to interfere with the timeline.
Well then again, you kinda did anyway, because you messed with the timeline in Dark Eyes.
That one Dalek that killed the doctor, literally. You like the quiet kid in the back of the class who finally snapped and did something right
Correct.
for once.
Good job.
The reconnaissance scout Dalek. You have an inflated ego, and you accuse your opponents of things they didn't even do.
Oh damn. The defense drone.
As long as nobody gets on your bad side, you're actually a pretty nice guy. Dalek General X. You're mentally handicapped in terms of speaking. The Dalek Executioner. You like to go in for the kill when you start your game of Fortnite.
Executioners.
Dalek Time Commander. You hate actually watching the real Doctor Who. Supreme One.
The Supreme One.
You claim you're superior to others, but you end up getting only 4 minutes of screen time, and get killed in about 6 seconds.
Indeed.
There's Dalek pirates in that one audio book. You'd make a great pirate with how good you are at treasure sniffing.
Treasure sniffing? What's that?
Resurgence
Yes, that's me.
You're a bit too nice and rude for your own good.
I'm basically the same as the other Emperor. I'm the god of all Daleks, and I care about destruction and sometimes hate Davros, but my tensions against Davros have been less as of late.
Prime. You don't like to play by
Yes.
Dalek Geratna. You are powerful and loved at the same time, and you're also the most aggressive of the group. Dalek Hybrid. You like cheating.
He also likes betraying me.
You're the kind-hearted peacemaker. The Dalek drones. You're just doing your job. Supreme Council Dalek. You always feel the need to narrate your friends' lives, but you really don't have to. Dalek Rusty. You're edgy. Dalek Overseer. You're just a much better version of Dalek
Yes,
Secretary.
he is better.
Striker Dalek. You love spiders.
Yes.
Dalek.
Fun fact, Derek, Strider Daleks are like spiders. Didn't know that, did you, Derek? That there were spider Daleks.
Your favorite TV show is The Joy of Painting.
Oh damn.
The Metaltron. You're basically Rusty but more friendly.
Yeah, except he died instantly.
Yurajiku does research on everything about your favorite subject, which is extermination. Dalek Paish Controller. You eat too much veggies and things as
Yeah,
a
and his
result.
brain's too massive.
The Revolution Squad.
Oh my goodness, flowy laugh.
Time War Dalek Commander. You're a disappointment. Dalek Major. You're built like a 1x1
What do you
Lego
mean?
piece.
What do you mean built like a 1x1 Lego piece? What even is a 1x1 Lego piece? Yep, you're banned. Have a good night.
Interrogator Prime. You're the asylum caretaker.
Impressive video. Oh, is that it then? Okay, that's it then. Now it's time to have a look at this next video then. This one is made by Maladaptive Films. It is the Rebel Hunt Lego stop motion video. About 2 minutes long. Made by Maladaptive Films, apparently. Let's see what this is. Apparently, okay, so Rebel Hunt, apparently a Star Wars fan film stop motion, 2 Stormtroopers and Tom on a mission to find the royal base in the desert of Tatooine. Okay. Ah, I know that is. That's a flame stormtrooper. I know that isn't an elite guard member. I think that's a different kind of stormtrooper. Even though it kind of looks like an elite guard version of a stormtrooper. The red ones, like the red clone troopers, but it's like stormtrooper. Anyway, is that Hera? What's
This sector's clean. Copy that.
What else Harrison do there in here? Oh, there's Hera. Where's Sabine? Sabine and that, they'll probably turn out of the blue, like out of nowhere. Oh my goodness, how's his arm still... How's he still alive? You've lost your arm, mate. Well, that was fun. Cool. Well, looks like Hera was able to handle herself, apparently. As expected. Anyway, I reckon she's gone back to the ghost to talk to Kanan about something to do with or Ezra or Zeb or whoever is there. But anyway, or her son, I'm guessing. But anyway, we have our next video, Venture Pictures. Venture Pictures, this is a Battlestar Galactica thing, Fall of Caprica, Epic Cyclone Raider versus Viper Dogfight, and Battlestar Flyover. Okay. Impressive. I think I've heard of Battlestar. It's those robots, isn't it? The ones that kind of look like Darth Vader, but with like weird gizmos attached to their helmets. So like stormtroopers, but more menacing. Those robots, or what they're called, I can't remember what they're from. Anyway, what have we got here? I'm guessing that was an enemy ship. Good job. That's a big ship there. I think that's... is that a Battlestar Flyover? Or is that a Cyclone Raider? No, that is a Battlestar Galactica, then. Oh, is that it then? Okay, now we got this next video, The Expanse MCRN Donnager Touchy Saturn Approach, made by Unreal Engine, made by Venture Pictures. Let's have a look. Yes. So this is The Expanse, is it? Expanse video, is it? Cool. Is it a video game? Is it Expanse a video game, is it? I don't know. Oh, Saturn approaching Saturn, are they? Right, yeah, that makes a lot of sense now, considering... Yeah. How the planet's even supposed to survive on that ship? Saturn would just crush them under its mighty gravitational pull. Oh damn. There's the other ship. Just use the hyperdrive. If you're trying to get away from it, just use the hyperdrive. Or are they trying to land? I'm actually confused on what they're trying to do here. Are they landing? What are they doing? Oh, they are landing then. Oh, they're landing on one of the Saturn's moons, aren't they? Cool. I think if I'm correct, is Saturn the moon that has the one that NASA's currently looking at to have like supported life or something, or am I getting that mixed up with Jupiter? Yeah, because Jupiter's moon's Europa. It's Europa, yeah. Anyway, we have this last video made by Yarnhub. It's when a gunner fought through hell to save a friend. I'm guessing this is during World War II. Okay, so this is made by Yarnhub. Let's have a look.
It's June the 12th, 1944, and Officer Andrew...
Fun fact, apparently the guy who owns Yarnhub apparently is stepping away from the channel, retiring in a way.
Minarski is in the mid-upper
That's the one thing I've found out apparently. I recently saw a video of him retiring.
France, and ahead he sees searchlights picking up other Allied aircraft. The beams snap towards the bombers in the distance, illuminating them so that night fighters can swoop in and do their deadly work.
Poor devils.
The fighters are merciless, and Lancasters fall in flames. In the cockpit of KB-726, 22-year-old pilot Arthur DeBrain tells his men to get ready.
Looks like fighters, boys. Luckily, there's no flak.
But his words are still echoing in the ears of the crew, when the tail gunner, 22-year-old Pat Brophy, spots a flash in the night.
Light flag below, Skipper.
Blooms of fire burst below them, detonating just short of their plane. Moments later, a spotlight lands on them, followed by 2 more. The powerful light sears their eyes and renders almost everyone completely blind.
Hang on, we're cold!
DeBrain throws the Lancaster into an aggressive corkscrew. Inside the top turret, Mynarski holds tight as the giant bomber dives and turns. The bomber lurches as they reach the bottom of the corkscrew, and DeBrain pulls the Lancaster into an upwards turn through the clouds.
Okay.
DeBrain has pulled it off. They've managed to escape the deadly gaze of searchlights. Or so they think. The Germans also switch off searchlights when a night fighter has found its prey. And to the rear, a Ju-88 drifts towards the Canadian bomber.
Ich habe den Bomber im Visier.
Brophy, in the rear of the Lancaster, is just getting his night vision back when his heart sinks as he sees the unmistakable form of a twin-engine German plane.
Twin-engine German plane? Oh dear.
Hold on, boys.
DeBrain is immediately on it and pulls right into another corkscrew. In the back, Brophy tries to get his guns on the German Shadow, but the Night Stalker drifts out of view.
I lost it. Keep him peeled, man.
The men scour the skies. Their lives depend upon it. But then, out of the corner of his eye, Brophy spots something moving to his lower right.
It's
a Ju-88 night fighter.
He's coming underneath us.
Brophy swings his turret to the right, aiming as far down as he can, and opens fire. Tracers snake out towards the German plane. But the Ju-88 has been specially equipped with 2 cannons aiming forward and up. With these cannons, it doesn't need to fly behind to attack. Instead, it can fire from the soft underbelly, outside the range of the Lancaster's arcs of fire. Brophy's bullets zip over the German canopy, and the night fighter opens fire, completely unopposed, and with a perfect target. In the top turret, Andrew Mynarski sees 20mm shells rip through the left wing. The left engines are wrecked. Then a fireball erupts in the dead of night as the fuel leaking from the punctured fuel tank ignites, starting a massive fire. Underneath, the Ju-88 is merciless, pushing out volley after volley.
Like,
the explosive shells strike the fuselage, sending shrapnel flying through the heart of the plane, cutting electrical wires and bursting hydraulic lines, causing oil to spray across the inside of the aircraft. Then, the mist of oil finds a spark.
Crap.
The inferno inside the Lancaster is devastating. The pilot's gauges go dark, and the aircraft starts pulling heavily to the left as the right engines push the aircraft to the side.
We're hit. We're losing port engines.
DeBrain fights with the steering yoke as the giant bomber threatens to tumble out of control from underneath him. He curses the loss of the altimeter. His mission is low altitude. If they're falling,
definitely.
they
They
time.
don't.
Bail out. Fast.
DeBrain orders the crew to bail and punches in the bailout signal for the men in the turrets. But at the rear, Brophy's asking for updates.
Skipper.
His intercom is silent, while the rest of the men are getting ready to bail. Brophy patiently keeps asking for updates.
Skipper. Skipper. Can you hear me?
I'm...
Skipper.
When even his close friend, Andrew Mynarski, doesn't answer, he understands that no one can hear him. Brophy starts to feel the warm air coming through the bomber, and he knows something's going
it's
terribly
going
wrong.
tits up
Looking over
there.
his shoulder,
It's
he
going
sees the growing flames inside
absolutely
the
manic.
fuselage, flames that are threatening to engulf his parachute hanging on the wall. He quickly steps on his turret's rotation pedal, but
Oh
nothing
shit.
happens.
Right. Don't panic.
Yeah.
Don't panic.
In order to exit the turret, the 2 doors need to be lined up with the rear
Oh
of the
my
fuselage.
god.
The flames are getting closer, and he's sitting inside the turret without a parachute. The flames are so bad now, he knows he can't get through them, even if the doors are lined up. His chute is hanging in the main fuselage. Thinking quickly, he manages to push one of the doors open and hook his hand around the doors to grab the parachute. He pulls it rapidly inside, feeling the heat from the nearby flames. Clipping the chute to his chest, he's got limited time to get the doors lined up and escape.
Oh, another...
With no hydraulics, the door's stuck and flames barring his way. He thinks quickly. If he can get the doors into a different position, he may be able to exit into the air straight from the turret. Without hydraulics, the only way to move the turret is with the slow hand crank. He grabs the crank and strains to move as quickly as possible, turning it desperately. But his hope turns to horror as it snaps in his hands. He's stuck. Hi, I'm David Webb, the narrator of this film and the head of Yarn Hub. If you think films like this are important and you would like to invest in Yarn Hub as a video producer and also with our move into gaming, you can now buy shares in our company. Please click the link in the description for the full details on how you can own a piece of our company and share in our future. In the main aircraft, the crew are oblivious, rushing to exit the plane. Andrew Minarski drops out of the top turret and reaches for his parachute as the aircraft lurches and shakes around him. He clips it on and hurries to the escape door. He's about to jump when he looks to the rear of the plane to check on his friend.
Where is he?
Peering through the inferno of flaming oil, and at the very end of the plane, he can see Brophy struggling inside the front turret. Something's terribly wrong. Without a second thought, he grabs an axe and pushes right into the fire. He crawls through the aircraft's awkward tail structure, the heat seeping through his flight suit as his clothes start to smolder and then a set alight. Searing pain spreads through his legs, but he pushes on. Brophy's pulling on the doors when he sees the incredible sight of his best friend pushing through the flames. His eyes go wide.
Andy, don't try.
Brophy waves Minarski away, but Minarski won't listen. Grunting now with pain, he shoves the axe into the gap and pulls on the turret, using all his strength to pry it open, but it won't budge. Crying out in anguish, Minarski drops the axe and grabs the door with his bare hands. He pulls it hard, the turret creaks and it starts turning, ever so slowly. But it's nowhere near enough. The gap is far too small. Brophy looks through the gap and sees Minarski's legs completely engulfed in flames. He's burning alive.
Andy!
In terrible pain now, Minarski locks eyes with his best friend. He sees the four-leaf clover hanging on his helmet. Minarski had found it and gifted it to him that very morning. Minarski screams and pushes on the turret, using all his strength, willing it to spin. But it barely moves. His arms are shaking. He can't bear to leave his friend despite the overwhelming pain.
Go back, Andy! Get out!
Minarski's head hangs low in despair, eyes wet with tears. He knows it's useless and nods to his friend. The two men lock eyes with each other as Minarski backs into the fire. Brophy watches Minarski drag himself all the way to the door, clothes still aflame, but he doesn't jump. Minarski musters his last strength to stand straight. He lifts his arm and salutes his friend. He shouts something that Brophy can't hear over the wind and flames, but he doesn't need to hear it to know what it is. It's the same words that Minarski would tell him every day they went their separate ways after an afternoon together. Good night, sir.
Oh no!
And then he jumps into the dark. At the nose of the aircraft, the rest of the crew rush to escape. At the controls, an exceedingly tired DeBrain watches what he thinks is the last of his men jump. The moment his crew is out, he throttles back the surviving engines and feels the tension in the controls go lax. Without the asymmetric thrust, it's now flying straight, but it's headed for the ground with a full bomb load. DeBrain dashes for the escape hatch and jumps into the night.
Get Sky TV, Netflix, and Discovery Plus for £15 a month.
Never had.
DeBrain's parachute blossoms and he watches the Lancaster fly away, aflame. Little does he know, one of his men is still on board. Inside the Lancaster, Brophy sits in his jammed turret, awaiting the end. He prays, not for himself, but for the crew, and for most of all Minarski.
Hail Mary, full of grace. I hope Andy got down okay. Pray for us sinners.
The Lancaster glides lower and lower, and Brophy knows it's over. Meanwhile, Minarski falls through the dark sky, his suit aflame. The flames spread to his parachute, and one of the lines snaps, followed by another and another. The parachute half collapses, and he picks up speed. He falls out of control as the trees approach ever faster. Mynarski would not recover from his injuries.
Oh, shit.
Several miles away, in a forest, the Lancaster's left wing clips a tree, sending the aircraft into a violent turn. The turn is so severe that it flings the rear turret off at high speed. The turret crashes through the branches and impacts the ground, flinging Brophy out. The rear turret comes to a halt. The sound of burning and groaning metal subsides as Brophy opens his eyes. He drifts in and out of consciousness. Eventually he awakes. The air is terrifyingly still. Trees still glow a hellish red, and shadows dance in the flickering light. Is he dead? He notices a lack of pain, but is scared to move. He tentatively moves his arms and legs, half expecting to find out they aren't there. But he stands up. Behind him is the wreck of his Lancaster, now a pile of twisted metal, raging with flames illuminating the French forest. Incredibly, he survived. But that means he's in enemy territory. As quick as he can, he throws everything he doesn't need into the fire to cover his tracks.
Yep, good job.
Brophy was found by French resistance, who helped him escape capture until the arrival of Allied forces 2.5 months later. Brophy only learned of Mynarski's passing months after the crash. The guilt of him surviving and Mynarski's death haunted him, and he made it his mission to tell the world of his best friend's final acts. As a result, Andrew Mynarski was posthumously awarded the Victoria Cross for his actions.
This isn't the only story of bravery in a Lancaster. Did you hear about the airman that went outside of the plane to put out a fire while it was in the middle of the raid? Watch this story and other incredible...
Yeah, that was fun. Anyway, is that business?
Things from death.
Okay, anyway, my fellow subjects, hope you enjoyed it. See you all in the next DFN. Farewell! Thanks all for the enjoyable video today. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Dalek Empire, or you will be exterminated. There will be no resistance. I am the god of all Daleks.